Welcome to Chasing Curiosity TV. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. On August 28, 2025, the Philippines completed a 3-kilometer paved runway on Pag-asa Island, Thitu to some, a move that instantly shifted the balance in the South China Sea. For years, China built artificial, militarized islands, projecting power across contested waters. Now the Philippines has answered, not with weapons but with a modern airstrip. This runway is a bold declaration. The Philippines is here to stay. Chinese vessels have long harassed Filipino fishermen and blockaded outposts, aiming to dominate the region. The new runway directly challenges that strategy, enabling rapid deployment of troops, supplies, and larger aircraft. What was once an isolated outpost is now a resilient hub, nudging the balance of power. The world is watching. The U.S. sees this as a stand for a rules-based order. Southeast Asian neighbors see inspiration. The runway is a symbol of smart strategy, leveraging law and resolve to create facts on the ground. Tensions are rising with increased Chinese patrols and diplomatic protests. But on Pag-asa there's quiet determination. The first C-130 landing was more than noise. It was a promise kept. It reinforced sovereign rights, not with threats but with presence. This is a modern David and Goliath story, unfolding on a global stage. The Philippines has drawn a line, one paved in asphalt, not sand. The world's attention is fixed on this tiny island, now a symbol of national resolve. The next chapter in the South China Sea has begun. Pag-asa Island is small, but its history is immense. It's the largest Philippine-held island in the Spratlys, home to a civilian community and the seat of Calayan Municipality. Filipino explorers claimed it in the 1950s. Settlers arrived in the 1970s. This long-standing presence is the bedrock of the Philippines' legal claim. Strategically, Pag-asa sits in the heart of the South China Sea, a vital trade route and resource-rich area. China's sweeping 9-dash line overlaps the Philippines' exclusive economic zone, making Pag-asa a physical counterpoint. Before the new runway, life here was a struggle. An unpaved strip, risky landings, and constant isolation. Supplies and reinforcements were hard to come by. The community endured on sheer willpower. The new runway transforms Pag-asa from a symbol of endurance to one of strength. It's now a modern, functional part of the nation, not just a historical claim. The government is building on decades of history, honoring those who lived and served here. Pag-asa's story is one of perseverance. Now, it's a story of defiance. The island stands as a living testament to Filipino resolve. The old airstrip on Pag-asa was a muddy, unreliable path. Landing there was a gamble. Only small planes could make the trip, and supplies often arrived by slow, vulnerable sea routes. The new 3-kilometer runway changes everything. Now, C-130S and other large aircraft can land, bringing troops, equipment, and supplies in hours. The island is no longer isolated. It's a strategic hub for military and civilian needs. Medical emergencies can be handled swiftly, and regular flights bring fresh food, medicine, and essentials. Life for residents improves dramatically, making Pag-asa more attractive for settlement. The runway strengthens the claim that Calayan is a real municipality, not just a military outpost. It also allows officials, journalists, and international observers to visit, increasing transparency. The Philippines can now support its fishermen and assert its rights more actively. Pag-asa is no longer on the defensive, it's a true gateway to the West Philippine Sea. This runway is more than infrastructure, it's a statement of Philippine sovereignty. For years, diplomatic protests and even a legal victory at The Hague changed little on the water. China's Coast Guard and militia continued their pressure. The Pag-asa runway is a physical, undeniable response, a concrete line in the sand. It challenges China's narrative of inevitability and shows that smaller nations can act. This move is rooted in national pride and unity, funded and built by Filipinos. The project is a collective triumph, a symbol of standing up for national rights. Legally, the runway reinforces the Philippines' position, fully within international law. Unlike China's artificial islands, Pag-asa is a naturally formed, long-administered island. The Philippines' actions have a stronger legal and moral footing. The runway is a strategic asset and a physical manifestation of lawful sovereignty. It's a message: the Philippines will defend its territory responsibly and resolutely. The world now sees a nation willing to act, not just protest. Beyond strategy, the runway transforms daily life for Pag-asa's residents. For fishermen, teachers, and children, it's a lifeline: greater security, faster medical help, and reliable supplies. Fresh food, medicine, and materials now arrive regularly, improving living standards. The school and clinic are better stocked. The community is more sustainable. Connectivity to the mainland strengthens social bonds and reduces isolation. Pag-asa feels less like an outpost, more like a real Filipino town. A thriving community is the strongest statement of ownership. The runway builds resilience, empowering residents to face daily uncertainty with confidence. It's a tangible investment in their safety and future. The government's commitment is clear. Pag-asa is not forgotten. The runway is for the people, a testament to their courage and hope. It's a promise of a brighter, more secure future. On this island, community and sovereignty go hand in hand. The Pag-asa runway marks a shift in Philippine strategy, from passive resistance to active balancing. For years the approach was defensive, relying on protests and legal wins while China built facts on the water. Now the Philippines is developing its own assets, strengthening its position with legitimacy. The Thai-2 strategy is about making presence permanent, sustainable, and credible, without direct confrontation. Civilian and military development go hand in hand, reinforcing sovereignty in a way military outposts alone cannot. A thriving town is a powerful legal and political statement, contrasting China's isolated garrisons. This approach resonates internationally, building support for the Philippine cause. The risks are real. China will respond with pressure, but the risks of inaction are greater. The Thai-2 strategy is a calculated risk to reshape the region before it's too late. It's a declaration. The Philippines will shape its own destiny. The new playbook is assertive, smart, and rooted in community. Pag-asa is here to stay. The new runway highlights the stark contrast between Philippine and Chinese approaches. The Philippines develops a natural island into a sustainable community, an island of life. Schools, families, and a functioning town show true sovereignty. China, by contrast, builds artificial fortresses of sand, military outposts on destroyed reefs. Their focus is domination, not habitation. The Philippines' organic, lawful approach stands in sharp relief. This narrative wins international sympathy and support. The world sees a nation nurturing a community versus a superpower building bases. The environmental impact matters. Pag-asa's development is careful, while China's has devastated reefs and fish stocks. The Philippines offers a responsible model for contested seas. It's about people, not just territory. In this fragile region, islands of life are the future. Building a 3-kilometer runway on a remote coral island was an engineering triumph. Every material had to be shipped across open ocean, under the watchful eyes of Chinese vessels. The supply chain was long and vulnerable, demanding meticulous planning and courage. Engineers built on unstable sand and coral, designing for typhoons, saltwater, and heavy aircraft. Workers endured harsh conditions, living on the island for months. The goal: stabilize and extend the island, not create new land. The result is a durable, all-weather runway, a testament to Filipino skill and resilience. This achievement inspires national pride and a new generation of engineers. The runway is more than a strategic asset. It's a monument to determination. The Philippines has proven it can build its own future, even in the toughest environments. The Pag-asa runway is a legacy in concrete, a new era for the Philippines. It marks a turning point, a nation shaping its destiny in the West Philippine Sea. The runway strengthens alliances, making the Philippines a more capable partner for the U.S. and ASEAN neighbors. It sets a new baseline for the region, forcing China to rethink its strategy. Tensions may rise, but deterrence brings stability. The runway is a symbol of hope, resilience, and national pride. It proves that right can stand up to might. Built on law and determination, it guards Philippine sovereignty. The future of the South China Sea will be shaped by those willing to act. On Pag-asa, the rule of law and the will of a nation stand firm.